Hey guys, welcome back. This is a PC that I tossed together for this video in which I'm going to try to run Crysis Remastered at 30 FPS with nothing but an APU. We'll do a quick overview of the PC and then we'll jump right into Crysis. In this case is the MetallicGear Neo Mini V2 Mini ITX case. And as you see, we got white powder coat on the front here, and we have a interesting granite looking powder coat that I put on the face of it here because I wanted something kind of neutral. And believe it or not, I had a comment on that video from somebody that said, "Way to fuck up a perfectly good case, you stupid shit." So I pinned a comment and then he deleted it. But it was interesting to see how, some people think that, their taste and their opinion is one that everyone should adhere to. What we've got is the Asrock Fatality X370 Gaming ITX AC motherboard. And underneath this AMD Wraith Prism, I believe that's what it's called, cooler, is a Ryzen 2400G APU. And right here we've got 16 gigabytes of DDR4 3200, which happens to be this Geil, whatever, however you say it, Evo X2. Pretty shitty memory, but the RGB on it looks nice, which is why this RGB is not staying on here either. This is going to end up going to my wife's computer because the kind of diffused RGB look that this has would match perfect with her Ryzen Tech fans. The one thing I will give this RAM kit credit for is a very nice implementation of RGB. If you like that sort of thing, this looks pretty damn good. It's definitely a bit much for this build, but perfect for my wife's PC. This particular kit of 3200 came with really shit timings and it didn't overclock very well, so I ended up swapping it out for a kit of T-Force DDR4 4000 with a more subtle RGB, running it on this system at 3466, 16, 16, 16, 32 with no problem whatsoever. And that really helped get us closer to our goal, which is of course playing Crysis Remastered at 30 FPS. I already know 1080p is not going to happen, so we're going to jump right into 720p resolution with all settings on low. Low settings does disable all ray tracing options, however you can enable them if you set your shaders quality to high. That will hurt our FPS, so we're not going to worry about ray tracing at this point. So looking at our overlay, the CPU is locked at 3.9 GHz. The RAM is of course running at 3466, which the APU uses for VRAM, and the core is overclocked to 1600. As you can see, it comes close to 30 FPS, but it does drop in certain instances below 30. It seems to really dip where there's a lot of vegetation and shadows, like when you're in the jungle. And of course, after I recorded all my footage, I saw a video from Low Spec Gamer where he details how to reduce or even eliminate shadows and reduce the vegetation. See the top of the screen for a link. So that might be something to consider looking into if you're trying to play this on an APU. Overall, I've gotten pretty far along using just a 2400G and I haven't really had an issue. I still don't know how it will hold up in the late game levels. I mean, some of them can be quite demanding, but I will try to persist to make it through. One thing I will say is that even at 720p resolution with low settings, the game does look great. I had a hard time looking at the original Crysis with those settings, but the remaster actually looks very nice. So for the rest of the video, I'm just going to roll some game capture of different areas if you're interested in seeing the performance. I will say the biggest increase in performance I had was overclocking the RAM. Not so much to benefit the system use of RAM, but since the APU uses it as VRAM. Increasing the core did help some as well, but the jump was much higher once I overclocked the RAM, so just something to consider. And while I wasn't able to maintain a locked 30 FPS throughout the game, I can't say I'm disappointed. It did keep it 30 or above for the most part, and then when it dipped, unless I was watching the overlay, I really would have never even noticed. So I'm going to let you guys check out the rest of the capture, and you guys all take care, and I'll see you on the next one.
Psycho, I'm en route to the extraction point with the hostage in tow.
Copy, Psycho. Report in when she's safely extracted. Nomad, I've located one of the research team. I'm transmitting my coordinates. Get up here fast.
Get ready!